Hello and welcome to another episode of the Happy Movie Mangoes podcast. I'm Spencer.
I'm Matt.
This episode, we are doing another reaction episode. So we just watched a movie and we're going to react to it, basically spew our thoughts. This episode is going to be split up into two sections. We're going to do a non-spoiler section to start with, give it like a rating, what we think, and then we'll warn you about spoilers, and then we're going to go into a spoiler section. And what movie did we watch?
We watched Speed, and it was Spencer's first time watching it. It was my second time watching it. Give us your initial reaction, Spencer. What do you think?
I thought it was really good.
Okay.
I will say that it is wildly unrealistic, but that's what made it so entertaining. I was like, my eyes were glued to the screen pretty much the entire time because I was like, what's going to happen, you know?
Mm-hmm. And what would you give it out of 5 stars?
5.
Oh, wow. A perfect, wildly unrealistic movie.
You have to remember, Matt, I'm me and I'm not you.
I don't even remember what I gave. I would assume I gave it like 4 stars, but yeah, 4 stars. Okay. And I stick with it.
You stick with it after a second time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, it's starring Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. Mm-hmm. One of their earlier films. I don't know what year it was made.
94. So
94.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're both looking super young. So this is like before he did The Matrix. So probably an after Bill and
He
Ted.
had short hair. It was weird.
Yeah. They both look super good. So
yeah.
I think he's aged better because she's done like plastic surgery to herself and just look.
She's aged great.
Uh-huh.
And then she did plastic surgery, which is it's a free country, so she can do what she wants.
Yeah. So.
And she's stupid rich, so she can literally do whatever she wants.
Yeah, she can do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I recommend it. So after 30 years after it was made, still recommend it to everyone?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I was going to say it reminds me of something. Oh, I can't remember what it is, though, but maybe this will be for the spoiler section because are we going to give the premise in the pre-spoiler part of this episode?
No, I think like if you're like never seen Speed and never heard of Speed, you should just watch it without knowing anything about it and then just get into it. So,
okay. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. We're going to jump into the spoiler section unless you have any pre-spoiler things you want to talk about.
Nope. I got some post-spoiler stuff to say.
All right, let's jump into the spoilers. What do you want to start with?
Let's try to start with the pros and go into that, and then we'll end with the cons of the movie. So what do you think are some pros?
First pro, Sandra Bullock.
Yep.
Second pro, Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, that'll be the rest of the pros. I think she adds a lot of like humor and like heart into the movie because it kind of starts out with like him and his buddy Jeff Daniels, who's also in this movie. And you think it's going to be like, did you kind of get the feeling it's going to be like a buddy cop film just based off of that?
Right.
And it kind of takes a whole new direction. I was actually watching a clip where he was like interviewing about that. And so originally like his character was going to, so spoilers, his character was going to die right off the bat, like at the very beginning of the movie. And he was kind of like, he's like, I'm desperate for like to get a role, but I'm not that desperate.
The blonde cop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so they decided to hold that off until like near the end of the movie. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel like it was still, I guess it was towards the end. It felt like it was more the middle of the movie to me.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess it wasn't the beginning, so.
Yeah. Well, it kind of like, I kind of forgot that the ending of the movie, they get off the bus and then it ends up in a subway. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, oh, wow. It's still going. But it was awesome because I forgot like how they got the bad guy and how it all ended up. So
yeah, I would say that's a pro. I feel like so there was Jack and he was trying to save, like he was on the front lines basically of the whole bus situation. And then there was Harry who was at the office. And I really liked the at the office clips because it showed that they were trying to figure out who the bad guy was. And I feel like that was a pro because it added, I guess, some tension to the movie.
I was just thinking, like, we probably should have give the premise to people who, aren't going to watch the movie and just want to hear the spoilers. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I want to hear your
Okay.
version.
Okay. So I'm trying to remember how it starts.
So it
So,
starts with him and his buddy.
oh, it's the elevator. Okay.
Hmm.
So it starts with the bad guy of the whole movie. He has rigged an elevator in some skyrise building with bombs, and all these people get on it, like 12 or 9 people or
Hmm.
something like that. And he blows the elevator and they start falling, but the emergency brakes catch. And so they're saved. And so Jack and Harry come in, they're introduced into the movie, and they save the people. I guess this is really like a step by step. I should be more vague.
Yeah, I'm gonna okay, and then I'll say Harry and Jack are cops, and then they save these people, and then they think the bad guy's dead because they think he blew himself up, and really what happened is he just escaped, and he's a bomb underneath a bus, and if the bus goes under 50 miles an hour, then he's gonna blow up the bus, and so the rest of the movie is kind of Keanu Reeves trying to save that bus.
Yep.
So
That's why it's called Speed, is because their speed matters.
yep. I wonder how many people have wanted to use the title for Speed and just couldn't because of this movie.
I don't know. That's a good question. There is the famous live streamer now called iShowSpeed, I think is his
Oh.
name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of him,
Nope.
but he's like crazy.
Yeah. So any other? I think everyone did like a great acting job. Like I think
Mhm.
Keanu Reeves, he was kind of like a little
I didn't like
cheesy.
Reeves' voice. Like it was very like
Eh.
he was trying too hard to be masculine.
Uh huh.
Like the way his voice was like raspy. I don't know. Maybe that's just his regular voice. I don't know.
No, I don't think. Well, I hope it's not his regular voice. I think he was just trying to sound tough and cool. And
Yeah.
it's just like for Keanu Reeves, that's not like. I don't think he does that at all in John Wick. With I don't think that's his strengths. But yeah, the villain did a great job with acting. I think what the story does the best is keeping you like engaged throughout the entire movie. So
Yeah.
I think like that's why it's so exciting, is because it's like one thing leads to the next,
Mhm.
and there's always like an issue. It never lets you like pause and breathe, which I feel like a lot of thrillers do.
Mhm.
So
I completely agree. My eyes were glued to the screen because there was always one thing after the other. So
mhm.
that was really well done.
Yeah. Okay. So any other pros before we want to get in the cons?
I can't think of any right now. I might think of some as we're talking about cons.
Okay. All right. Well, what I wanted to tell you right after we
Oh.
watched the movie. Oh, go ahead.
I just thought of a pro. The explosions were cool.
Oh yeah, because they're real. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they didn't do any CGI stuff. I guess they probably had CGI back then in '94.
Probably for like the bad guy's death, they probably used some CGI. It was
Yeah.
Probably not like a dummy,
Yeah.
because he kind of like slithered away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So
But the explosions were cool. So I wonder what the budget for this was, because they blew up that giant airplane, didn't they?
yeah. So that's what I was gonna say is like usually for explosions they do like miniatures, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
but it looked like it was like full scale to me. So or maybe it could have been miniatures. I don't know.
That'd be very impressive if that was miniatures.
Yeah. Okay. So the budget for Speed was somewhere between $30 to $37 million, and I think box office was like $350 million. So about 10 times that
Wow.
they made.
But how much is one of those giant planes? That's got to be more than $50 million, isn't it?
I don't know. I have no idea. You're asking a lot of good questions that I've done no research for.
I thought you were looking up if they use miniatures.
Oh no, I was looking up just the budget. What I wanted to tell you, like right after when the movie ended, was for the second movie. So they have Sandra Bullock and her character, but they don't have Keanu Reeves or his character.
In the second movie?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Why?
I'm assuming money.
Oh my goodness.
He's like Keanu Reeves is like, oh, I'm worth way more than that, and they're like, no, you're not. I think it came out with The Matrix probably. So
I don't know how accurate this is, but it says no, the airplane was not real. So I don't know if that means it's a miniature.
if they built like a full scale plane and then
Oh, it was
it's
just like hollow.
yeah. So
Yeah,
like
that's possible.
none of the electronics are inside or the engine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why didn't I give it 5 stars? Oh, it was a little. So remember when you're like, I think it was pretty much grounded. Like everything we saw in the movie could have happened in real life. except for when they jumped the gap on the bus.
Yeah, there's no way. The bus like lifted its nose up. Only
Uh-huh.
airplanes do that, not cars. So that was very unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of the bus characters were pretty real,
Mm-hmm.
like how they acted. Like I could very well see like that guy accidentally shooting someone because he's like, I guess he committed some crime before
Yeah.
he got on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could have happened. The one thing that I will say that definitely would not happen is at the very, very end, after the train like skidded to a stop, Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves were talking about being in a relationship.
Oh.
And there's no way that would happen after all of that dramatic stuff. They'd be like, all right, let's get to safety and then we'll chill.
I bet they would have kissed. Like in real life, I think there would have been some kissing. They wouldn't be all like corny and such.
Yeah,
But
they wouldn't have been talking about sex. They could have kissed. I guess I'll give
yeah.
you that. But
Well, yeah, I think she's like, it's kind of her character is like in a traumatic situation. She kind of cracks jokes,
yeah.
which I think may hurt like the realism aspect of like the trauma she's been through. For some reason, I remember her like being more shocked and frightened, but then like when I was watching this time around, I was like, oh, she's really kind of brushing all this off, you know.
Yeah.
But Sandra Bullock's strengths are just being a likable person, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. One other con that I just thought of as we were talking, what was the motivation of the villain?
Money,
No. I mean like why did he become a villain? He was a cop.
money.
That's all he wanted was just more money.
I
It
think
seemed like he wanted revenge for something, but I feel like they didn't explain that.
yeah, if I had to like make up a backstory, so remember how you saying he like was in the what do you call when like you're trying to deactivate bombs squad? I don't know.
The bomb squad.
Bob squad, and he part of his hand was blown off, and he got a medal for that.
Oh.
And then all he got from when he retired was like a gold watch, like a crappy cheap gold watch. So I'm guessing if I had to like make more up, it's he went through all those sacrifices and risked his life for what he felt like was for nothing, and so he decided to hold people hostage for money. And I think he was pretty annoyed with Jack, and so he kind of like made him his arch nemesis. And so,
Yeah.
but I think even at the end, maybe he was joking, but it sounded like he was like, "Hey, you want some money? You need to just go away."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I also thought it was so funny that they added spray to the fake money.
uh-huh.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Cuz like I mean, you explained it to me after that it's used to like help track the victim or the villain. But in the moment I was like, wow, the police just pranked this guy.
Yeah, I was thinking like, I wonder if there's like another way they can go about it for the cop, but he got like a hostage. So if they had like snuck a bomb inside the case and then blew it up after they thought he had it, then they would have killed Sandra Bullock's character. So,
Yeah.
I probably also don't want to bomb in a public space anyways.
Yeah, I think the police are all about like taking people alive, not killing them.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a gun situation.
Yeah, even for like bomb situations, they try to shoot people, and I don't think they'll use like grenades or anything. So,
Yeah, but I don't think they'd blow up a bomb without knowing like where exactly it is.
yeah, and if it was like probably demolitions, they probably get the military.
Yeah.
So
I remembered what this movie reminded me of. So there's an episode actually a couple episodes in Psych. I don't know if this is the main story arc in Psych because I haven't finished all of Psych, but like the end of season 2 and 3, I think, or maybe 1 and 2, there's these villains called Yin and Yang, and they basically like have Spencer. That's right, his name is Spencer. Go through these games, which is like very similar to what Jack was going through with this villain. So
yeah, I wonder if because a lot of the plot in the episodes for Psych is based off of movies sometimes. So I wonder if they like were inspired from this movie to kind of do the yin and yang on that aspect.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Yeah. So I just wanted you to watch this movie because you said Sandra Bullock was your favorite actress and you hadn't seen Speed, which I
Yeah.
thought was like wild. And so
I am very glad I saw this movie. Great movie. Love Sandra Bullock. Still my favorite actress.
even after this movie,
Yep.
yeah, she's really good. She's really funny. Have you seen Bullet Train?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so that's a new movie that came out with Sandra Bullock in it, and so I think she's like in it for a little bit. So maybe that's the next Sandra Bullock film you need to watch.
Yeah, I'm always down to see a Sandra Bullock movie.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts?
Question, is Speed 2 worth it then to watch or no? Is it like straight trash because Keanu Reeves isn't in it?
So I have no idea, but just looking on Letterboxd, so
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh.
The first movie has like a 3.7 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and the second movie has like a 1.8 or 6.
Oh.
Which is like that you have to try pretty hard to get that kind of score in Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Like I think even like the crappy movies that have come out this year don't have a score that low.
Yeah.
And so what had happened was like, so I watched it with my family. We all loved it. We all loved the first Speed. And then my parents were like, "Hey, you want to watch Speed 2?" And I was like, "No, Keanu Reeves is in it." And my dad's like, "Oh yeah, Keanu Reeves is not in a lot of movies." So,
That's hilarious.
yeah. So I was just like, "Yeah, I'm not watching that." So.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm pretty sure like I would have hated it because I'm betting that it's either like a complete ripoff or, you know, just completely boring.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm tempted to watch it to see if it is the one and only bad Sandra Bullock movie.
have you seen Net?
I have not seen that. You mentioned that
Okay.
when I talked about Sandra Bullock in our favorite actresses episode.
Yeah, well, watch that one too, and then tell me what you think.
Okay, I'll make it a goal to watch every Sandra Bullock movie. Maybe not. There's probably a lot of them.
No, I'm definitely not committed to any actor like that. So, Samuel Jackson's like one where I was like, oh, it'd be cool to watch all his movies. And I just looked through those movies and I was like, oh, that looks terrible. That looks terrible. You know, just,
Yeah.
So
I think all actors and actresses, like the movies they start out in are not good. Just because of the nature of starting in like a new career. Like you have to build up experience and get good.
even then, it's like 50-50, you know, where like Brad Pitt was like both my brother's favorite actor. And like, it's like every other year he's in a great movie and a bad movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. Like Babylon, which is kind of like has controversial views, but, or like reviews, I mean, for whether or not people think it's awesome or not. But it just like had like a all-star cast and then did terribly in the box office. So
Yeah.
just never can guess. That's it. That's all I gotta say about Speed.
Yeah. Great movie. All right. Well, thank you for watching and listening to this episode. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and review. Stay tuned for our next episode, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.